Why you should not leave your job. It would be better to sell or trade the car for something else, and let someone else deal with paying for repairs and all that goes along with it. If you're looking to get ahead of your financial situation, this is a good way to do just that. Getting rid of your junk car is simple when you know how. Sometimes that old clunker just needs some TLC to get it running again, but that takes time and money. Or, maybe you want to avoid the hassle completely and sell it for scrap. It's easy enough to find a buyer with the right connections, and for a few $100 it's all yours, but you'll still need to find someone who pays cash for junk cars. But wait. Before you do anything else, make sure your car really qualifies as junk. The lower the price tag on your old car, the less likely there will be any interest in buying it, so you might want to keep it around for a little while longer. You can learn more about selling your car here. Getting rid of your junk car is simple when you know how. If you want to get rid of your junk car, the first thing you need to do is determine whether or not it qualifies as a junk vehicle. The lower the price tag on your old car, the less likely there will be any interest in buying it. If you need to do some maintenance so that your car runs better or has more value, you can either learn how to do this yourself or find someone who will help you. You can also sell your car for scrap metal through junkyards and other companies that buy junk cars. These companies will pay cash for junk cars, but they usually charge a fee to compensate themselves for transporting these vehicles. You might be able to get more money for your car if you sell it yourself, but it can take a lot of time and patience. Getting rid of your junk car is simple when you know how, but make sure that the car is really qualified to get junk before you do anything else. The lower the value of the vehicle, the less likely someone will want to buy it. It is also possible to sell the car for scrap metal, but this will usually require you to pay a fee. Before you do anything else, make sure your car qualifies as junk. If your car is not in running condition, you may need to provide some maintenance to make it run better or with more value. You can learn how or find someone you trust who will help you. The second step when selling junk cars is to determine whether or not the vehicle qualifies as junk. The lower the price of your car, the less likely there will be any interest in buying it. If your car needs some maintenance done for it to run better or have more worth, learn how to fix it yourself or find someone willing to help you out with this task. You can sell your car for scrap metal through junkyards and other companies that buy junk cars, which will pay you cash for junk cars. These companies usually charge a fee to compensate themselves for the transportation process of these vehicles. It's possible that you could get more money if you sold your car on your own, but it can take a lot of time and patience. Your old car may accumulate rust over time. One of the most dangerous types of rust is that which accumulates over time. It's called galloping because the iron particles corrode quickly and spread until they eat away huge chunks of metal. This can happen at the joint where one part of the brake pedal connects to the frame, or in any other joint or moving parts. You can learn how to repair this and save yourself some money. If you leave your old car in your yard, the rust will accumulate over time. This is because rust is very expensive to fix once it starts happening. You don't want to find out that the car is no longer worth fixing after it begins accumulating rust. If any cars are sitting in your yard, it would be best to sell or trade them for something else before they start accumulating rust and making repairs more extensive. The reason that people sell used cars with major mechanical defects or repairs typically is because they can't afford to repair them. This can be true even if the value of the vehicle would make repair contract payments affordable. But what about cars with less obvious problems? A lot of people think an older car with rust is not worth selling. They might leave the car in their yard and let it accumulate more rust. Such a car won't last another winter if left exposed to the elements. It's only a matter of time until the next heavy rain or snow brings some serious problems with it. Leaving junk cars for long periods on your property may lead to having multiple fines. The police will give you a warning after your first offense. If they find that you didn't take their advice, they'll issue more tickets for the same thing at $50 for each ticket. They typically do not just remove junk cars without giving notice because it is expensive and time-consuming. They may leak toxic fluids. If you don't maintain junk cars, they may leak toxic fluids. If you have a lot of old cars sitting in your yard, then this will be a serious issue that can lead to fines and problems with your health. Make a point of keeping a strict maintenance schedule for all the vehicles that are on your property. You may think that junk cars don't affect your yard in any way, but you're wrong. If you leave them there without doing anything to them for a long amount of time, toxic fluids will be leaking from the car's engine and other parts. This is very bad for your health. You can learn how to maintain it yourself, or you might make a little more money if you sold it yourself. You can learn more about selling your car here. If you're looking for a way to get ahead of your financial situation, it's time to start thinking about how to sell or trade in your old car. When people think about selling used cars with major mechanical defects and repairs, they typically only consider the value of the vehicle when determining if repairs would be affordable enough. However, what many people don't know is that even an older car with rust can still be worth fixing so long as the cost isn't too high. This is because there are times where such vehicles may not need extensive repair work done on them before they become functional again. The best thing you can do is learn more about this issue by contacting us, and we can provide some insight into why junk cars should never be left in the yard. Get more information with AGA Junk Car Buying by calling at 312-401-2157. We provide our services in all Chicago territory.